Just your initial reaction, just walking out onto the ice and seeing it. What thoughts go through your mind?
It's freaking awesome. That's what goes through your mind. It's amazing, and I've been fortunate to be involved in a couple, one in Pittsburgh and then one in Minnesota, and they're equally great. But to walk into this stadium and just speaking with the players, with Boones and Kuraly, it's just such an incredible stadium. But now to see a hockey rink sitting in the middle of it, it's really exciting, and really looking forward to the game.
So what's your best piece of advice preparing for a game like this?
Take it all in. Take in the experience. Enjoy it. Of course, there's still 2 points on the line, and it's a game. And yeah, of course, the guys know that. I mean, you don't have to continually tell them that. I want them to enjoy the experience. And I've been involved in one where our team has won and one where our team has lost. I can guarantee you, the one that won was a lot better. But the experience is great. But it is your memories are a lot happier after a win.
A lot of these guys probably haven't played an outdoor game and since they were kids, maybe. I mean, this is something you do as a child, skating on the rink. Is there anything you need to know about outdoor hockey being different than indoor hockey?
Yeah, it's cold. That's it. No, hockey's hockey. Once the puck's dropped, and do these guys actually know what it's like to play? I don't know if they're old enough. We were talking, I actually played in, my league was outside when we were young, but just, they've probably all, especially, the guys, obviously, I don't know who did, but yeah, guys have played outside, but probably not in a real, true, meaningful game. To do that is extremely exciting, but end of the day, the puck drops and you play the game the right way and the same way, and hopefully we can do that when we drop it here.
Does it ever get to a point where it does just feel like a normal game that you forget you're outside?
Yeah.
Almost?
Yeah. You know what? The experiences that I had is that yes, when the game's going, you're just, as a coach, you're watching, and as a player, you're just concentrating. But I think the timeouts is when you have the opportunity. You're sitting there, and you look up and you just go, you see the stars, and it's just like it's incredible. So that's where take it all in, enjoy it, look around, sure. But then, when it gets dropped again, then let's get after it.
Yeah, most of the guys said they've got double-digit people coming with them. How big of a crowd will you have? This is your third one, but are they all different?
Yeah, no, I've had a lot of my family were here at Christmas, so there's a few coming back. So I've got 10 or so coming. So, but yeah, to share that with them, the day before the practice, and then have them come out on the ice is really cool, and hopefully all the guys have lots of family and friends that can enjoy this experience with them.
How cold does it get on the bench?
Well, the one in Minnesota was the coldest in history, right? So it was, and they said the heater was working, but it sure didn't seem like it was. But yeah, we had some guys with some really cold feet. And that's the challenge as us coaches, is that you have to keep everybody involved, right? There's some guys that are, obviously, Z's playing 30 minutes, but we've got other guys that are playing, 10 minutes, 7 minutes sometimes. So you have to keep it going. You don't want to disrupt how, we structure, how our team plays, but yet you do have to be conscious of, getting the guys on the ice and keeping them going. Fortunately, I understand that it's going to be kind of like this, so we should be okay as far as frostbite's concerned.
Do you have any tricks to the trade from your first two, like hand pocket warmers or anything like that?
Yeah, no layers and heated vests and all that stuff. The NHL does such a fantastic job of giving us the gear that the guys need, and it's nice to have that practice the day before, because you put stuff on and then you're like, oof, maybe I just want one layer, in this area. So they'll get a chance to experience it with the practice and figure out what works best for the individual.
Do coaches as a group get together and kind of have some fun figuring out what you guys are going to wear for the game as well?
Well, yeah, we actually asked that last week what the coat was, because obviously we'd like to be coordinated as well of how and what we would like to wear. So we haven't seen it. We've seen it, screenshot, but we haven't put it on yet. But yeah, no, we're looking forward to that. It's cool too. And I know some coaches have done some hats and different stuff like that. We won't get too creative with our crew.
Do you have to change your game plan at all, determined by the conditions, the ice conditions, the weather, the wind?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just simplifying, right? You try to get too complicated. Again, the NHL does an incredible job of making the ice. Like the game in Pittsburgh it rained and the ice was still great. The puck slid great. Minnesota was the same, but you just have to simplify a little bit more. But end of the day, you can't change your game. Like we're going to play like the Columbus Blue Jackets play, and hopefully get the job done at the end of the night.
You mentioned keeping guys active. How much more difficult are lineup decisions, healthy scratches in this game because it's such an event as when we brought it?
My thought process, our thought process, we don't change anything in that regard. And I think you're talking like, we've talked before with the two that I've been involved with. Maybe this guy should go in because he's a veteran or whatever. Listen, we're still doing what we do. We're still trying to put the best lineup on the ice to compete and hopefully get the win that night. So we're not going to change our thought process with any of that. We'll dress the guys that we think will give us the best opportunity to get 2 points that night.
Dean, the intermissions are a little bit longer, and the walk from the room is a little bit longer. How do you keep that from being a factor in impacting anything?
Well, I think we just do just what we talked about, is just let them and express to them to take it in. Go ahead, right? Just go ahead and enjoy it. Like, yeah, the walk's long. It's, look up in the crowd, like, see your family up there. All of those wonderful things. And then again, once the puck's dropped, it's business, right? But in between there, yeah, have some fun with it and enjoy it.
How have you found, if there's been an emotional letdown after the game? I mean, you got to hop on a plane Monday and go down to Florida. I mean, can the guys just put it behind them and get going again?
It's not a terrible thing to do, to hop on a plane and go to Florida after being outside, freezing your butt off, maybe. No, you know what? These guys are pros, and you guys have heard me say this before. It's not who, when, or where we play. We play the same way. And our guys have done a fantastic job of that, and they're going to have to continue to do that through this stretch as well.
Dean, have your previous games had the playoff implications that this one does at this juncture? Yeah, both. Washington, Pittsburgh was a pretty big rivalry, and then Minnesota and St. Louis, and St. Louis smoked us. So it was a very disappointing game in that regard. But yeah, no, as you guys know, it's one game at a time, and we're not, we don't talk a lot about, the end result as far as where we are at the end of the year, but the end result as far as the end of the game, we want the 2 points for sure. Do you like playing them at the previous game as well? Does that add a little spice to it as well?
Yeah, that'll be interesting, right? Yeah, it'll, because it'll probably get a little, hopefully it gets a little feisty. That'll be a lot of fun.
Are you worried about tomorrow at all? Thinking about this, what is tomorrow? You get a heck of a team in Dallas coming in. There's a little bit of worried about a trap game or anything there?
No, you're going to speak to two of our leaders. And, this is, again, probably the same the same thought process. Enjoy this. Take it all in. This is great, right? But tomorrow morning we'll have pregame skate, and we'll prepare the same way to play Dallas tomorrow night.
You've been here such a long time, and it's been a long time coming for the city. Now you see the rink. What are your thoughts?
Kind of blew me away, to be honest. At first, it kind of looks a little small out there on the field, but it looks really cool. Super excited, obviously, that it's finally here. And come to a lot of football games here. Never imagined this was going to happen. So for it to be here, it's be a fun week, fun lead up, and it kind of blew me away seeing that for the first time. So super excited to get going with it.
there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on this game. You get the casual viewer that may not have been watching Blue Jackets. Is that a motivating factor, an extra motivating factor to show the nation what Blue Jackets hockey's been about?
Yeah, for sure. We know it's going to be, broadcasted, all over, North America. But I mean, for myself, I think, playing in front of this many people is probably the first time, and maybe the only time ever you get this many fans in the stands at the game. I think the most has probably been like, maybe Montreal, 21,000, but, quadruple that, and, you're at, 100,000 in here. So that'll be a cool experience for us. And, myself, I haven't been a part of any outdoor games, so just trying to soak it in. And it's, definitely hopefully be a highlight of my career is playing in one of these.
Not even pond hockey when you were growing up, anything like that?
Lots of that.
Okay.
That's my last memory for sure of playing outside is, playing with my brothers. We had a rink growing up, and since then I haven't played any hockey outdoors. So kind of brings you back to those memories for sure. And to be able to do it in an NHL game's a surreal moment, and want to share it with them. And they'll be here, and a lot of people will have family in town. So it'll be a cool moment for us and the city here.
Boone,
How many people will you have here?
Ooh, quite a few.
Lost count?
Yeah, I kind of lost count. There's, probably 30, 40. Yeah,
Wow.
Quite a big crew coming from Dorchester, and all my family, brothers, cousins, and then a lot of friends from back home too. So a lot of people making the trek down, so that means a lot, and they want to experience this as well, and know how exciting it is for us. Columbus's first outdoor game, and for our fans and the city here, it's going to be a special moment here.
You've been here a while. I think the elder statesman in the room. Did you ever think this day was going to come?
To be honest, no. I wasn't thinking about it for a while, and the last few years, I'm sure it's kind of picked up steam, and you still don't believe it until they announce it, right? And once they announced it, it was pretty special feeling, and knowing it was coming, and here we are. I feel like not long ago, right after training camp, we came here as a team and watched a football game, and trying to picture this, it's hard to picture, and here we are, the weeks here that we're going to be playing here. So pretty special for our group, and like I said, our fans, our city, and our organization. So we're excited to come out here and play.
Boone, Dean said he wants you guys to soak it all in, all the atmosphere, look up in the stands, find your family, that kind of thing. But yeah, you got to play a hockey game. So where's that fine line between switching back and forth between, wow, this is really cool, and hey, we're playing the Red Wings right now?
Yeah, definitely, and it's going to be a big game for sure. Right. You look at the standings; it's going to be a big game, big week for us. But when we get here, I'm sure Friday will be very special with the family skate, the practice, getting to see everything, getting used to it, and warm-ups will be cool when you're looking around, and but when puck drop kicks in, I think it's game on from there for us, and enjoy the families after, and try to put on a show and get a win for us. So I think the Friday will be special with the families, and we got to soak it in. This stuff doesn't happen very often. Like I said, it's my first time, so I'm going to try to soak it in as much as I can. But when the puck drops, it's a big game for us, no doubt about it.
Right. Based on your injury, how fortunate do you feel to be here, to be able to play the game?
Yeah, super fortunate. And, when it happened, you're obviously looking at the schedule, kind of circling dates, and this is one I definitely wanted to be back for. Knowing this was coming, and how big of a deal it is for us, and I'm just happy that it worked out with the work that I put in, and the rehab and everything, sticking to the plan, and here we are. Happy to be back with the guys and be a part of this. Playing with them.
You mentioned the game earlier this season. How many times have you been here for games just for fun, for recreational?
Yeah, over my whole career.
Yeah.
I remember coming to my first year against Wisconsin, a night game, but probably 12 or 15. Yeah, actually, with the injury this year, I did a couple more this year, so I think I saw 3 this year. One with the guys, and then sitting over there for the Michigan game. We don't know how that went, but was here for that one. And but a lot of good times coming here, and a lot of my friends and family have been to these games as well, just because we don't know much about it from being from Canada, but telling them about the experience and if they can try to catch a Jackets game and then an OSU football game, that was kind of the perfect weekend. But now you get it all right here, so pretty special.
Boone, I don't want to lead you here, but would you say you're an Ohio State football fan?
Yeah, I think so. I think you got me there. Definitely. And to be honest, I didn't know anything about it coming to Columbus, and flipping on the TV, flipping on the radio, you hear a lot about Ohio State football, and you become a fan pretty quick. And I think it was my second or third year, 2014, when they won the national championship, and Ezekiel Elliott and all that. And right from there, I was a fan. So definitely been following and enjoy coming to the game. So it's safe to say I'm an Ohio State fan for sure.
So you're a front runner.
Front runner, yeah. I don't know too much about it. Don't quiz me too much, but I know that I definitely watched them in the playoffs this year, and they put on a good show for us. So definitely a big fan, and will continue to be. Just being here, I think you're surrounded by it, and you got to love it, and I do.
Looked like, did you guys get to come from the locker room? Can you tell us what that was like in there?
Yeah, we checked out the locker room before coming out, and pretty big locker room, a lot bigger than ours, that's for sure. But that was special. Me and Curls, we've never been in there, so kind of getting situated of where we're going to be before the game, and kind of the walk from the locker room onto the ice. I think that'll be pretty cool with going through that tunnel that the football team comes through. So I got to check it all out, and I'm sure even on Friday this will look a lot different.
Did you already stake out your locker in there?
No, there's so many of them. I don't know where we're going to sit. I think we're only going to take up a quarter of that locker room. But so whatever corner they pick to put us in, I'll pick my stall from there. But no, it's a big room, and it's cool. I mean, they dress a lot more guys than us. So.
Can you remember as a kid playing outdoor skate hockey, pond hockey, anything like that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We my dad would build a rink in the backyard, and when that wasn't up, we'd find a pond somewhere and play outside when it was cold enough. So those were always fun days and fun weekends or snow days or whatever it was to get outside and get some of the neighbor kids that were preferred the basketballs, the footballs, and the other sports and baseballs to get them out on skates and play hockey with me. So that was and a few of other some other hockey buddies that come over. So it was outdoor hockey is always some of the purest hockey.
So you're basically prepared for this venue then?
Yeah, just 100,000 people more than it was, but no, we're excited. It's going to be a blast. Played in a couple outdoor games, but this one's going to be extra special.
Sean, you have seen how many football games in this building?
More than I can count on my two hands for sure.
So now to be on the floor of this vaunted building, what's it like for you?
Yeah, it's going to be. I said earlier, this is these are hallowed grounds in Columbus, so to be out here and playing hockey is going to be neat. And I think what makes these events so special is all the people that can get in here and fit in here and make it so special. It's not a very thing that can happen often in a hockey game to get this many people together. And I think we're going to have a big. It's going to be a big celebration of Columbus and hockey and the community that's been here for a long time, but especially since the Blue Jackets have been to town 20 years, 25 years now, I guess.
When did you first dream that playing hockey in here, as you're sitting in here watching a football game, when did you first think, it'd be nice to play hockey here?
You know what? I was just reminded, myself, Cole Sillinger, and Jack Roslovic were in Gary Bettman's office, I don't know how many years ago, and he said, do you guys have any questions or concerns? And I think it was me. It's probably on tape somewhere. One of us brought up an outdoor game in Columbus. So I know I'd like to think there's maybe a piece of it getting over the edge, but I know the media here have been on him for a while to get one. So thank you, Gary. We're excited to have this game, and we can't wait to make it a really special day.
Sean, this game comes on the heels of the Four Nations. You feel the momentum building again for this sport, and what's it going to be like to have an opportunity to be part of that, growing that sport again on Saturday?
Yeah, the Four Nations ended up being such a great event for hockey in general and our sport. Credit to the players who played their butts off on all four countries, and we were watching closely and cheering on Werenski really strongly. At least the Americans were, and I'm sure all our team was. But a great little week for hockey and the NHL. Something we're all very proud of, and we know our players and how much talent and skill and passion they have. But to put them on a more national stage and show the world kind of what it's all about, and what we do on a daily basis and what the best players in our league do on a daily basis, I think you're getting a lot of people that are really interested, which is awesome.
Dean talked about how he wants you guys to embrace this moment, but at the same time, this has got to be more than a photo op for you guys where you are in the standings. So what's it like to play a pressure hockey game in this sort of recreational setting?
Yeah, we've got a big game. We've got us and Detroit. We're neck and neck to make the playoffs, and that just makes it all the more fun, I think, to play a really meaningful hockey game. Those are always the ones that end up being the most fun, and for the fans and for the players, we all love to be in those moments. So just an opportunity to really enjoy it, and know that there's still 2 points on the line that are really important, which is the fun part.
And you get them back to back. Dean said he hopes that maybe that makes it a little feisty. What's it going to be like playing a little home and home with them?
Yeah, home and home. I mean, those always make it. I'd like to think we get the advantage on the home and home with this place going to be ready. So I know our fans will be here and they'll be excited, and they're going to be loud, and we'll need them.
John, how many people will you have here? Do you have a running total?
You know what? I'm not bringing a crazy number. I think I've got 12 tickets or something. So just the extended family didn't make it in for this one, the Canadian family, but a ton of friends and family coming, and I'm sure after I'll realize how many more there were even here. But there's a good portion, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, you signed here 3+ years ago. The first 3 years have been tough on the ice for sure. How much does this season feel like a reward kind of for the struggles of the previous 3? But also just being in the race and playing in meaningful games, I think, for your first time since you've been here.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I think that's what 3 years ago when I came to Columbus, that's what you were hoping for, and it never seems to work out like you plan or like you want or when you want, but to finally get somewhere where we've been trying to get to and been building, and you think you're doing some all the right things and all good things and building positive habits and winning habits, and sometimes you wonder why it's not coming, and then sometimes it does when you don't expect. So just happy that it's come for our team, and I know a lot of the guys in that locker room that have been here, and there's a good portion that have been here for that whole time, and those guys have put in a lot of work and starting to come closer to where we want to be.
Have you gotten the sense that the hockey world at large, maybe the Blue Jackets aren't their favorite team, but there's a lot of people rooting for the Blue Jackets maybe this year that haven't in the past? Do you feel that sort of support still from obviously the things that have gone on?
Yeah, I think there's obviously been we've had our share of adversity in Columbus, and we feel. I think there's definitely been a sense of I guess extra love for Columbus, and we're obviously very grateful and appreciative and accepting of all that, and this game can be a really fun time for all of us to get together and celebrate, and be proud of what we've built here and what's been done over the last 25 years with this organization in this city, and really celebrate and all get together and enjoy it.
You've played in these games before. What's the biggest difference that you feel as a player? The fans are further away than they are, for sure. There's no ceiling. Yeah. There's no roof. Yeah. What's the biggest sort of change or difference?
Well, like we're going to be lucky that there's going to be no sun, because the sun gets really bright. So that's one thing we'll be lucky not to have. But the biggest difference is there's so many surrounding things that are different, but you realize it's still a hockey game. Yeah. And in between that glass and those boards, this is still a hockey game, and it's no different than anything else. So I think the biggest thing, advice I've gotten from guys that had come before me, is just keeping it simple. So it's about keeping it simple. You've got tickets, and you've got people in town, you've got people at your house, and a lot of different things that are beyond this game. But the nice thing is, when you go between the gates and step on the ice, it's just a regular old hockey game.
This is 3 for you?
This is 3, yeah. It's third outdoor game.
One or two more guys.
You scored the winning goal at Notre Dame Stadium. Where does that rank, I guess, in some of your favorite goals scored? And do you think that'll be a similar experience to college stadiums like this?
Yeah, that's definitely favorite regular season. I got asked this the other day. Favorite regular season goal. It doesn't beat a playoff goal, but favorite regular season goal. And it's funny. It's just one goal, but I've heard about that goal. I've seen that goal on highlights so many times that you kind of realize, looking back, how these games are only worth 2 points. This one's got a little extra significance with being the first outdoor game in Columbus, and playing Detroit, who's neck and neck in a playoff run with us. But these games seem to hold a little bit more than a regular game.
One more
inside.
With in regards to ice conditions, it seems like every one of these can have a little bit of different ice conditions. From what you've noticed, do you have to change the style of play at all, playing outdoors as opposed to?
They've gotten so good and so meticulous and detailed about making the ice conditions pristine. If there's extenuating circumstances with the weather, then sometimes. But I think now we're to a point where the ice is in pretty good shape. But if anything, it's I don't know how much different it is than going into TD Garden or the Staples Center Crypto after a concert, and it's soft and wet. And it's just if anything, you just keep, like I said earlier, just keep it simple. Sometimes the lines get a little sun on them and can be a little bit of a kind of like a dip or something. We had that in Tahoe, but other than that, it's the ice conditions are usually pretty good.